welcome you all back to the IRE channel. This is Shruthilaya, Training and Placement Officer from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. We have Shrenika here from 2021 pass out, and she is from Computer Science and Engineering Department. And she is here to give her a placement experience, how she did get placed in all of the companies, what is her experience, why she has choose the companies, all the details. Let us get with the Shrenika. So let's have a chit chat with Shrenika about her placement experience. So hi Shrenika.
Hi ma'am, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me today here. It's my pleasure being here and sharing all my experiences and all the things.
Okay. So, Shrenika, I just have some small questions which I need to get clarified from you. Rather than saying it has to get clarified, I wanted you to share your placement experience which will help your juniors to get cracked with that company, whatever the company you got placed. And first of all, I wanted to congratulate you for getting placed in 6 companies. I hope you got placed in 6 companies, and that too with the big packages. So, first question is like, what are the companies in which you got placed?
So, starting with the process, I got placed in 6 companies, both including on and off campus recruitment drives. The first company which I got placed into is LTI, which is L&T Infotech, with a placement of 5 LPA. Then I got into TCS Ninja, which is 3.5. Then I got into Optum, which is 5 LPA. Then CTRLS, controllers, which is 3.75 per annum.
Yeah.
Then I got into Hexafare, which is 3.5 LPA. And last, but not the least, the company which I got placed into is Temenos with a package of 6.3 LPA. And going forward, I would first like to thank our management, college, and everybody. Our principals, Sir Elvian Prasad Sir and Shruthilaya ma'am, for making this process smoother and providing all the facilities and support. Their support has been constantly been there with all the students throughout all these 4 years, and during the placement course it has been even more than ever. So I would first like to thank them.
Okay. Before going to further questions, I wanted to ask you one typical question. Why did you choose IAR?
So that's a very big and toughest question to answer. Starting with, first I've cleared my MSET and I've scored something around 11K rank. So I got into IRE based on my MSET rank and convener quota. So there are many other colleges which come into that band, but I've chosen this college based on different other criteria which I would like to share. The first being the accreditations and ranking of the institution. So IRE is NIRF 170th ranked institution, and it's accredited with NBA and NAC.
Yes.
And the other facilities which I like here are the infrastructure. Our college has a big library, and also the entire institution is completely provided with Wi-Fi, and also there are smart classrooms, there are AC facilities, and also our college helps and encourages students in different activities like research activity. We have a startup lab wherein students can enhance their skills and gain industry exposure with the startups and all. So that's the main reason I've chosen IRE.
Okay, what would you like to suggest for the first year students who are joining in IRE?
So, first and foremost, I would like to suggest this institution because there are many criteria. Like the most enduring one is the research facility, wherein our college holds a record of publications, being it faculty or students. There is a lot of research facilities being provided. Also, our college has the facility wherein we can apply and go to different countries and do international
collaborations,
internships, wherein we will be given stipend and all, which is not being offered in many other institutions in our state or country. So it's privilege being a part of this institution.
Yeah. And one more thing is like your batch is the first batch where the campus recruitment started virtually.
Yes.
So, what is your experience when you have done? I think almost all the companies they did recruitment virtually for your batch. So, what is your experience there?
So, firstly, it was very nice experience and it was a bit difficult. It is different for everybody.
Yes.
So, as far as our batch is concerned, it was difficult. Like everybody do not have all the features, do not have desktop or laptop. So, our college helped us. They provided us different transport facilities wherein we can come to institution and write the exams because we have a good Wi-Fi facility here.
Yes.
And also they've constantly been in touch with each and every student and informing all the process. So though it was a virtual like a drive or virtual experience, it didn't seem like it was it because of our institution and all the support and training and all.
Yeah, I think more student used it in a benefit way.
Yes.
Since it was virtual. Okay. And coming to the companies back again, you said that you got placed in 6 companies. So out of 6 companies, which company you have selected? And I think you have already joined.
Yeah.
So which company you have selected and why did you select that company?
Okay, so I have joined Optum as a software engineer there.
Okay.
So actually I've been offered with a higher package than this, but I've chosen Optum. So
higher package in the sense you have got a good package in LTI, you got good package in Temenos as well, but then you have rejected those companies and you have joined Optum. Okay.
So the reason being, so many people go around and think about package as the criteria to join a company, but it must be a criteria, but shouldn't be a priority.
Right word.
So that is the reason I've chosen this company. So coming to Optum, it is a part of another major company, parent organization, which is United Health Group. It's a product-based company. UHG is a product-based company and it is a Fortune 5 company. So it ranks number 5 in the world.
Correct.
So I would definitely choose a number 5 in the world company with a less package than with a normal company which pays much higher. But working in a well-established organization gives a better exposure, better experiences, and better opportunities as well.
Okay, so considering all these points, Optum attracted you more than the companies which you have already got offered. Okay, apart from this, can you just elaborate how many rounds were there in the Optum and in each round how the questions are there and what would you suggest to your juniors to prepare for the Optum if their dream company is Optum?
Okay, starting with the process, the prerequisites must be you must be well acquainted with coding, you must be acquainted and thoroughly well versed with aptitude, logical, verbal reasoning and all. So coming to my exam, there were not exam, coming to my experience with Optum and Drive, there were 4 rounds.
Correct.
Okay. The first one being written round as usual. Each of them is an elimination round.
Yes.
So the next one being a technical interview, followed by managerial round. Then it was HR interview.
Okay, so each and every round they have a sectional cutoff in the online assessment, as well as like for example, if you're not clearing your online round, you cannot go for the technical. This is how it goes. So can you explain briefly what are the questions which are asked in the online assessment? Just I don't think you have remembered all the topics, but then if you just give a glance, like this is a topic which students need to prepare for the online assessment. Just give a glance on the topics which students need to prepare for clearing the online assessment of Optum.
Okay, so to clear the first round, first you must have a very good aptitude knowledge, like aptitude, logical, verbal, and then comes coding. So for aptitude, I would suggest people to go with R.S. Agarwal textbook, wherein each and every topic is almost covered in that book. So it will be of use not only for this company, for every company as well.
Okay.
So then there are many websites online where you can practice, learn and all. Coming to coding, you must be very logical. The questions are not direct where you can find in a web browser and all. You must be completely logical and it's not like they're completely different. It's just that you have to crack their logic.
Because once you do practice on the different platforms, it will be easy for you to understand what is the logic which fits to that coding.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So, and also there are some specific topics which include algorithms, data structures, and all. You must be, you must be well versed, and also you can go with other stuff. You can learn coding on various platforms like HackerRank, CodeChef, and Lead Code. So for the written round in Optum, it was conducted on HackerRank. So
Okay.
it is one of the biggest platforms, and so please avoid plagiarism because you'll be caught and your examination will be flagged and you'll be eliminated straight away.
Right. Right. So in the online assessment, it will be like a sections. I think it will be like a 3 sections. You have aptitude, you will be having technical, then the coding question,
Yes.
right? So total time, how much? I mean, I don't know whether you remember it it or not. But then, what will be the total time which is given for all these rounds? So it is a combination of coding and plus online assessment, or it will be again like you have to clear MCQs and then you have to go with the coding.
No. Like the first, I would go with the timing thing. So the total time allocated is 90 minutes, which is 1.5 hours, where you have to complete it within the time, and it gets auto submitted.
Okay.
So there's no cutoff, no sectional cutoff between the sections. I mean, there's no specific cutoff for MCQs and coding. It is a combined cutoff.
Okay. Come on. So it means that you will be at a stretch, you will be having MCQs and coding. Okay, there will not be any sectional cutoff. So once you finish this MCQs and coding, then there will be a qualify. Whether you get qualify or not, there will be the cutoff for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you suggest your juniors, like whether this 90 minutes will be sufficient for them, or they have to enhance themselves in some of the topics so that they can finish that topic in that stipulated time? How it goes?
So first, I would suggest not to get tensed or panic, because when we get into that mode, it will be difficult to use our IQ and solve the problem. So stay calm, stay cool, and then start solving the problems. But always keep an eye on the timer, because it keeps on running and you'll not know. So, and I would also suggest that don't think that if you have completed aptitude, logical, and reasoning, you'll be qualified without doing the coding, because there is a separate weightage for each and every section.
Right.
So make sure that you cover each of them, including the coding. So if you have 2 questions left out in aptitude, for example, so leave it and go ahead with the coding section. Do not waste your time on a single question.
Right. So there will be no negative marking.
Yeah, there is no negative marking.
Okay. And can you navigate from one question to another question?
Yeah, there is navigation. We can navigate front and back.
Okay. So once you're done with your online assessment, next round will be the technical round. So since it is a virtual one, how much time did they take for you to complete that technical round?
So it differs from person to person. So mine lasted along 45 minutes.
Okay. So what did they ask you in the technical round?
So the first question in every interview would eventually be, tell me about yourself.
Correct.
So I would guide you on this question first. So tell me about yourself is the one which will make interviewer have an impression on you.
Right.
So don't get tensed or don't get overexcited. Some people get overexcited about their achievements and keep on
telling. Yeah, that's what. When if a student is giving his or her self introduction, it should be like short and sweet, because interviewer will not have so much of time to listen to your self introduction. He just wanted to know, or he just wanted to test your communication skill in the self introduction, right? Okay, go ahead.
So in the self intro, you have to mention like what are the skills, what are the different programming languages, and please do have some internships in hand, which will eventually be helpful. And also have academic projects or non-academic projects, participate in hackathons and other stuff. Make your resume stand out.
Yeah. So what will be the weightage of the resume in the interview?
When the interview will have an impression on you, then he'll start asking questions based on that level.
Correct.
If your resume is so boring, the interviewer also gets bored and he'll not be interested in interviewing the candidate, because there are so many candidates to interview. They'll only go with the best candidates with best experiences.
So when you are showing your resume to the interviewer, it should like resume should only attract. First point is your resume need to attract interviewer. Then he'll not ask much questions, and he'll be asking questions only from the resume, right? Okay. So what are the questions which they asked you in the technical round?
So some interviewers ask like which are the languages that you know and comfortable with. Some don't ask. So
Yeah.
I would suggest you to be thoroughly versed with some programming languages like C, Python, Java. So these are the basic languages on which the technical round will go on.
Okay.
So in my interview, it first started with some basic C questions like how do you print a loop without using any conditional statements or without using a for and while. Then it went on with some C questions, then jumping into Python, what are different functions and what are all these things. Then the other major part is SQL, DBMS, I mean.
Yeah.
Database management system questions are must in an interview. Like they'll be posed directly for sure.
Okay.
And also they'll not just ask us to tell the answer. They'll ask us to implement. They'll ask us to type the code and execute.
Right.
Our interview also went on Hacker Rank, wherein the interviewer will be viewing our screen.
Okay, you have to share your screen.
Yeah, we have to share our screen and type the code, and not just typing the code, we'll have to execute the code as well. It should run.
Okay. They wanted to check you thoroughly.
Yes.
Okay. So this is what they have asked you in the technical. So it has lasted till 45 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. So your technical round and the HR round are done on the same day, or did you get the result for the technical and another day HR round was there?
No, different.
Different days. Okay. What was the time gap?
It was approximately a week.
A week. Okay. After once you're done with your technical, you got a mail stating that you're cleared, and then next you'll be having a managerial and the HR round. Okay. Now moving towards the managerial round. So generally, managerial word itself says that you have to manage the things correctly. So what are the questions they asked you in the managerial round?
So this round is actually tricky.
Yes.
They'll exactly gauge your abilities in this round. So I had an interviewer. He has a very good experience in the company. So the interview started by asking some basic intro questions. Then it moved on with situational questions. These are what generally managerial round consists of.
More like a situational thing. Like if you are in this situation, how will you handle that?
Yeah.
Okay. It's more like they'll analyze your personality.
Yes.
Okay.
So the situation question that was posed to me is I have a friend. Okay, he or she is on leave.
Right.
So you'll have to manage. She belongs to other team. Like you'll have to manage her work and your work. And your deadline is Friday for suppose, and her deadline is Saturday.
Okay.
So what are you going to do at this moment?
Okay, fine. So you have to answer that question logically. So how did you answer to this question?
So I answered this question by saying that I would take another team member's help to distribute the overload.
Okay.
So we'll manage the things and we'll make sure that we complete the work within the assigned deadlines. So then again the interviewer asked, no, others refuse to do the work. What are you gonna do?
Okay. In case if they refuse to help you out,
what are you going to do at that moment? Then I answered that I would go with the deadlines first.
Okay.
I would complete my work first. Then I would go with her work.
Okay.
So
whatever it is, you should convince the interviewer and stating that like I can clear the things, I can manage the things, even though if you assign me more workload and you are giving me less time.
Yeah. And it should be spontaneous. You are not given time. You have to tell the answer as spark of a moment.
Right. That words which we need to speak in front of interviewer should strike our mind so that we get clear with this manager. Okay. So it is more like a situational based questions. Yeah. Okay. So you have cleared even this. So your managerial and HR round was together, or again managerial, you are done with the managerial round and you gave a gap and then you had a HR round?
No, my manager and HR round were together.
So it depends on the interview. So this is all about your experience with the Optum.
Yes.
So Shrenika, how did you get support from the placement team from our institute?
Okay, first we were being trained on all the topics which I've covered so far, being it aptitude, math, logic, coding, and all. We have been trained for some months period wherein they trained us virtually using Zoom. So we had
Yes.
aptitude trainers, we had coding trainers, we had communication skill trainers, body language trainers, and we have also uh, we've also taken our seniors' experiences into consideration, wherein our placement team Shruthilaya ma'am has and made us interact with our seniors so that we can get an understanding of how to go on with the things and carry things forward.
Yeah.
So they've always been a great support right from the start, and we are always thankful. Me and everybody is always thankful to them for getting us past through these exams.
So I think we are done with all the questions. Shrenika, thank you so much for giving your time and coming here and sharing your experience with your juniors and so many people like who are really looking for the Optum placement experience, because you know the students who are now going for the campus placements, they require more kind of these sessions, because once they see this session, rather than we explaining them how the rounds will be there, what are the questions which are asked in the rounds, it will be easier for them to understand with people like you, because you have already experienced that type of situations and all. So thank you so much for being here. We'll always miss you because you are from 2021 pass out. All the best for your future. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you and all the best. I think this experience will help you out to crack the interview for the Optum. Thank you. Bye bye. Signing off. This is Shruthilaya.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.